County Wicklow, which is a big timber part of Ireland. It's all what they call boxwood, so it's smaller logs, but it's spruce Irish timber. It's all FSC approved, which means it's all coming from managed woods. So that's really what it is. It's ideal for garden sheds because it doesn't twist or warp. Larch would twist, and Douglas is inclined to crack. So that kind of timber there is really the one you're looking for when you're looking for sheds. So it's smaller, but it's good because there's small knots in it. 90% of that will come from Quailcha, which is the Irish State Forestry. Spruce is a good timber. It's good timber for garden sheds and for milling in general. It's the one most of the mills want. Well, one of the reasons that we bought that sawmill at the time was to guarantee supply. So once we can get round logs, once we have logs, we can make sheds. We put it in there in the year 2000. We went to America and bought it. A couple of things about that sawmill for us was that it doesn't take up too much space. As a sawmilling line, it fits in fairly well in our yard. In a day, when it runs for a day, a normal 8-hour day, you'd usually cut maybe 50 to 60 tons of round logs into all your boards and squares and whatever you want. But one of the things for us was that it gives you kind of a competitive advantage a little bit. We do it 90% all ourselves, and it just leaves you with a little bit more margin to play with and be more competitive for the customer. So what's able to happen is that the logs are going up the line and then they'll go through the blades. It's a little unusual to have circular blades coming backwards. That surprises a lot of people. But the good thing is it's able to change to different dimensions very quickly. So every log could be cut at a different size, or even every log can go through at one measurement and come back at a different measurement. All the time your slabs are falling off, and then your cants are coming down, going through a crosscut to be crosscut at whatever length you might want, and that can be obviously various lengths. And then that is able to go straight down and into a 4-headed bandsaw if we want to run that. We don't always run that. And the actual squares then, the cants, they fall down and go into the crosscut, but the slabs run on down further, and they go down to what they call a slab recovery machine. And again, that can be set, you can get lots of boards out of it depending on the size of the timber. So you could have 1, 2 or even 3 boards coming out of your slabs. Kind of pallet board is really what it actually is. So everything's falling down, your slabs are falling, your sawdust, it all goes down the line, then goes up onto a kind of a belt here that then the guy is able to decide if the slab has something in it, if there's enough timber in it, he's able to pass it into the line and actually get more boards out of it. If there's nothing left, or all the edgings, they all fall down onto the hopper, and the hopper keeps on hopping and brings everything right down to the very end. All the waste and all the bits of slabs and everything else goes down and is ground up in a chipper, which is chipped up, dropped out in the yard, and then a company called Westland will take it, and they can produce wood chip boards out of it, or they can do horse arenas, all that kind of stuff using the wood chip.